What's up, guys? My name's Will. I'm a Loyalist College student, and I am in my first year, second semester of game development and animation. I'm working on a video game called Pentersis right now that is based off of Writing a Mine, and it's essentially a massive open world RPG. Scope-wise, a lot of this is not going to get done anytime soon, but what I'm working on right now is one of the cities, so I can place some NPCs, some enemies around it, and start with like a combat system, a gathering type system, for some just standardized quests to get you into the game. The general gist of Pentersis and what I'm doing and what the end goal of it is your standard RPG, of course, magic and swords and shields and all that fun stuff. I would like to be able to make some really cool visuals for magic abilities and have a really unique kind of combat system as well, eventually. The gist of Pentersis is it's more than several continents, with what I would like to have is more than 20 playable races, as well as classes to choose from, or making your own. However, even when it comes to the base classes, I would like to try to introduce random modifiers for basically each player's characters, so that way every time you are playing through, no matter what race or class that you pick, it will vary for each and every person. So if you make a troll warrior and I make a troll warrior, I would want our experiences to be different still, our own journeys, and that's kind of the point of this concept. Whether it's making your own story within a massive backstory that I already have built, or whether it's following that main storyline, I want to give players the ability and the option to really dive in and play this game the way that they like to play open world RPGs. So whether that's just going around adventuring, looking for treasure, going around and killing stuff, whether that is forming guilds or joining guilds that are already in the land's lore, I just want this place to be magical and memorable. I would love to get people's assistance so I can create some unworldly creatures for not only combat, but a varying array of trade skills and trade skill abilities. Again, just trying to give people more options, freedoms, and enjoyment out of it than you usually see with those types of mechanics. Not just to create a different experience, but also, again, to add a personal touch kind of feel to each and everything that people do, even if that is just through randomization. I think even players bartering with other players would add a cool level to that by having those random abilities that aren't, that are as fair as possible. Even the races and the classes, I think, should in themselves have their own benefits and abilities and weaknesses as well. So depending on where you start from one race to another, even that in itself can vary. And again, just so everyone can kind of leave their own personal footprint. That's the general gist of the game itself. The storyline, without diving too much into it, you're coming into this story at a time when all of the races have kind of shut themselves in due to an assassination that had happened with a general that has caused suspicion and a stillness in the air, and that's when your character is coming in. So whether you want to make your own story or be part of this story or figure it out what this stillness is and what this mystery is, then I want to be able for people to dive into it and get lost, not just in what it looks like, but what it feels like and what it plays like. So that is the general gist of it, and I will keep you posted as we work along here.